women are drafted to the military, I am most excited to see the confrontation between commanding officers and the girls. You think we're gonna let you yell at us? You think we're gonna do something without a please and thank you? We've all had controlling ex-boyfriends. We know not to put up with that bullshit. Like, let's sit down and have a conversation about what you want and what I want, and we'll reach a happy medium, because there's no way I'm doing what you want when you use that tone with me. You think you can push us around like you do with these men? Think again, baby. You're gonna learn some manners.
Modern wives are learning the hard way. You disrespect your husband and you are out of the door. We've got a video for you here today from the modern king. Let's get into it.
I did feel disrespected of what she did, like especially because we're married, we have kids. But at the end of the day, things happen. She's human, I'm human. We both made mistakes, and I'll leave everything to God's hands and see what happens.
And I am getting a divorce. As of right now, I think my plan is to move into my mom's until I can figure out, you know, what I'm gonna do or where I'm going to live.
Women like this don't care about the men they marry. It's that simple. If she did, then the idea of kissing someone in front of a camera would have never once occurred to her. She has nobody to blame but herself for the mess that she made.
Maybe you guys didn't know, the house obviously belongs to Ivan. Yeah. Honestly, this is such a hard topic, so I really don't know what to say. Like I said, I never thought I would be making a video like this, because me and Ivan were together for almost 11 years. We met in 2014.
You can tell that this woman was a stay-at-home wife. There's designer handbags on the shelf behind her, her nails are done, and she has absolutely no idea what she's going to do after the divorce is finalized. And the sad part is, she's probably getting custody of the kid in the background.
Me and Ivan have not been happy with each other for a long time, and yeah, so we took the decision that we thought was best for ourselves and also for our kids. This isn't the first time that we leave each other, but I know this is a time that, you know, it's real. Like, there's no going back. Like, we made the decision and we know that it's best for both of us to go our separate ways. And I literally,
There was no we in this. If the husband was unhappy, it's clear because she was the one making things chaotic in the household. This was a decision that she made, and he had no choice but to go along with it.
How come you represent dads and not moms?
Because dads walk into my office and they're like, I want out, here's $5,000, call me when you need me. When mom walks in, it's, I want his heart, his soul, every bit of his skin. I want all the money, I want the kids, I want to get him fired from the job, I want him in jail, I want him turned into the IRS. He's an a-hole loser who never loved me, and oh, I don't have any money, you got to go to him to get it anyways.
What's sad is how it shouldn't be controversial for a divorce lawyer only to take on men as clients. Not only do men need representation, but even more so when you consider how divorce laws are designed to pretty much crush men in general.
I just don't think men should drink from straws.
I like men that spend money on me and don't bother me. I don't like men that only spend money on me when they're in my presence. This guy just called me and asked me what I was doing tonight and if I wanted to go out. I don't have an issue with going out tonight. I'm dressed. I'm about to go out with my friends. My issue is he's only gonna spend money on me if he's there. Because he's always just trying to he's always like, are you hungry? Do you need anything? All this stuff. But if I ever say I'm hungry, he wants to pick me up and take me to dinner. Just send me the money. And it's the same thing for tonight. And I know that if he was to come, he would pay for everything and he'd make sure all my friends got home safe and he'd drive us everything. Even the guy that we're going out with, he would take care of him. But it's like, just send me the money and leave me alone.
She just wants men to give her money and to leave her alone, and she somehow thinks this is an incredibly normal and rational thing to believe. She sounds like she's in pain over the idea of having to eat dinner with a guy who wants to pay for it. That is messed up.
What's the dumbest thing you've ever heard? Someone's written, I drive for Uber on the weekends, and one time a girl who was in her late 20s told me that I was making her uncomfortable. I haven't said a word the whole trip, so I asked how I could make the situation better. She said she didn't like how I kept playing with the fidget stick in the middle of my car. I drive a manual vehicle.
Stop it!
She then told me that I didn't need to use it because her car didn't have that, and then claimed to be a mechanic.
Oh my.
Grant, why are people so
The fidget,
stupid?
the fidget stick
The
thing.
fidget stick.
But her car doesn't have one, so it's not required.
Oh my, people are so...
I'll just say, okay, no worries,
Like,
I won't use
who
it.
are their people? Who are these people's parents?
When a modern woman has nothing to complain about, she will bend the laws of reality to create something to complain about, which is why she was convinced that stick shifts are just a conspiracy from the patriarchy to make her feel unsafe with random Uber drivers.
Does anybody else think it's weird that women can expect things from men, but men can't expect anything from women? Like, I seriously want you to stop and think about one thing that it's socially acceptable for a man to expect from a woman. Like, can you think of a tangible thing where if I got on here and I was like, hey, I think in a relationship that women should blah, 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 that wouldn't be problematic or red pill? Because from what I notice, it's like, it's okay if a woman expects men to pay for dates, but that man can't expect the woman to put out. It's okay if women expect men to pay all their rent, but if he expects her to cook and clean, he's a filthy misogynist. Women can expect a man to facilitate an environment in which they can become a stay-at-home mother. However, that man cannot expect her to become a stay-at-home mother. Like,
It's actually worse than that. We've come to a point in human pair bonding where if a man runs into a burning building to save the woman he cares about, oftentimes she won't even thank him because rescuing her from a burning building is part of the quote-unquote bare minimum to a lot of these women.
do you see what I'm getting at here? Personally, I don't think anybody should expect anything from anybody. However, the hypocrisy is crazy to me. And the lack of acknowledgement in the hypocrisy, it just confuses me. It's like we have certain demographics here who are listing their expectations, but not being willing to deliver anything whatsoever.
Say it louder for the women in back. That's definitely gonna get me in trouble. In all seriousness, this is what's so frustrating for so many men out there. Because they're either trying to find a life partner through all of this stuff, all of the double standards, all of the negativity towards men in general right now.
Modern women changed the game when it came to relationships. They made it very clear her wants will always take priority over his needs, and if he brings up his needs, then he's in the wrong because men are just supposed to be selfless, money-dispensing butlers.
The fact that so many women would pick the bear over a man. Or they've decided to just stay single. They've decided to remove themselves from the game. Most men out there are just so frustrated over these double standards. And if while being single, they've discovered peace and sanity, they're going to stay there. They are choosing peace over this craziness.
If there's one thing that modern women never seem to understand, it's that once a man finds his peace, he's not really going to give it up for anybody. Peace is hands down one of the most important things for a man to have in his life, and if she threatens it, she is obviously going to be out the door.
If women are drafted to the military, I am most excited to see the confrontation between commanding officers and the girls. You think we're going to let you yell at us? You think we're going to do something without a please and thank you? We've all had controlling ex-boyfriends. We know not to put up with that bullshit. Like, let's sit down and have a conversation about what you want and what I want, and we'll reach a happy medium. Because there's no way I'm doing what you want when you use that tone with me. You think you can push us around like you do with these men? Think again, baby. You're going to learn some manners.
I mean, that is honestly adorable. These women are so delusional.
It's funny how she thinks things like military law wouldn't apply to her if she were forced to join the military. There is no happy medium when it comes to orders. You follow them or you get sent to the stockade. There isn't a compromise there.
And I get that the image of like the controlling ex-boyfriend, that sounds bad. But honestly, I've heard so many women say that their ex-boyfriends were controlling, when what she actually means is he stood up for himself. He had standards, he had boundaries, he held me accountable. He's so controlling. But this woman talking about how the military needs to speak nicely to her, that is just the perfect display of female privilege and the embarrassing pride that so many women have in their own ignorance. Like so many women, she's pretending to be a victim, but every word out of her mouth actually proves how easy her life has been, and she doesn't even realize it.
She's an empowered victim. She's stunning and brave, but weak and oppressed at the same time. She's been treated horribly by exes, but she is stronger than the world around her. The amount of privilege these women have is insane, and really they only want more of it.
I commented this on Killjoy's recent post, to which she responded by putting me on blast in front of her 2 million followers, which led to me getting DMs like this. And that's the primary reason I'm making this video. I promise I'm not clout chasing. I don't give a f. Now, I will concede that my original comment was kind of lame, and using the word invade was a bit overdramatic. I know there's plenty of women who love going to the gym and it's not just a man thing. But the point I was trying to make is that women like Killjoy performatively take an interest in predominantly male hobbies.
Invade is the best word to describe what's happened. There is no polite way of saying it because what they did wasn't even polite. Modern women demanded entry into every single one of men's spaces and ruined them in the name of equality.
And then have the audacity to act like they're underrepresented in said hobby, which is exactly what she was saying in that video. And if you disagree that the gym is a predominantly male hobby, she literally says it in her video. She calls it a predominantly male hobby. And she made a post that she ended up deleting saying that the original video was supposed to be positive. I don't know why people are misconstruing what I was saying, even though I was being condescending and passive aggressive. The reason your video came off a certain way is because at the beginning of the video, you say, I don't like the environment in my gym. And then later in the video, you go on to say that the environment is a bunch of men. So putting two and two together, we can assume that what you're really trying to say is you don't like the environment of your gym because there's too many men.
The funny thing is that there are plenty of examples of female-only gyms for this very reason, and every single one of them struggles because women only typically want to go to gyms that have men in them. This is why we can't have men-only gyms.
Question specifically for the men. What would you think about the age of consent being raised to 25 instead of 18? Because 25 is when the brain fully forms. What are your thoughts on that?
What do we think? Well, we're all for it, but with a couple of misunderstandings. Because if you're going to make the argument that women are not mature enough to give consent until they're 25, then you're also going to have to agree that that should apply in other areas as well. For example, first off, if you're not adult enough to give consent until you're 25, then you'd also have to agree that the drinking and smoking age needs to be raised to 25 for women. Oh, and all those tattoos and septum piercings? Yeah, they're going to have to wait on them, too.
Even if the age of consent was raised to 25, it would change literally nothing anyway. Modern women would still hurl false accusations, do all these ridiculous things, and it's just an empty gesture because at the end of the day, a modern woman oftentimes will behave like a child regardless of what age the brain actually develops anyway.
And since you're not mature enough to give consent, you're also not mature enough to make decisions over your own health or body, which means no more change operations or jobs until you're 25 either. Not to mention, if your brain isn't fully developed, then you shouldn't be allowed to enter into contracts until you're 25. So that means no loans, no mortgages, no rental agreements, no credit cards, and no getting married. I mean, the list on that one is endless, so good luck being strong and independent. See, y'all didn't think this through before you started making this argument, did you?
The whole brain development argument was just another excuse to justify terrible decisions that they made back when they were younger. It's just another means for them to escape accountability, but if you hold them to their own argument, they will still say that you're being a bigot. But anyway, guys, we are going to be leaving today's episode there. Don't forget to subscribe on your way out. Click this video that's up on the screen now if you want to see more. Take care of yourselves, and I will see you all in the next one. Peace.